Good afternoon and welcome to the Gamble Athletic Center on the campus of Keystone College for United East Conference playoff basketball. This afternoon, the number 5 seed, the Cairn Highlanders, take on the home seed, Keystone College. They are the number 4 seed in the conference tournament. Good afternoon, I'm Bill Jones. I will have the play-by-play action. Cairn coming into this game 14-11 overall, 8-8 in the conference. Keystone 10-6 overall, 4th in the conference. Keystone has won 5 of their last 7, but they dropped their regular season finale down at Valley Forge, losing that one 84-63. Cairn University has lost 4 of their last 7. However, in their regular season finale, you could argue they had their best win of the season, knocking off Bryn Athyn, the number 2 team in the conference at home, 80-78. Both of these clubs met twice in the regular season. Keystone won both contests. The game on January 3rd here in La Plume, Keystone edged Cairn 90-84. And then just a few weeks ago, down at Cairn, Keystone, in just 40 minutes of basketball, won a track meet 109-102. The Highlanders are coached by Jason O'Connell. He's in his 10th season. He is a 2012 grad of Lancaster Bible College. And of course, the Giants are led by Coach Andrew Kettle. He's in his first year. Longtime coach at Scranton Prep and Lackawanna Trail. We're about a minute away here from tip-off. Starting lineups for the Highlanders. Number 2, Christian Rivera. He is a 5'10" junior out of KE Puerto Rico. He leads he's 6th in the country in assists in all of Division III with 138. Darian Bradford, he started all 25 games. He is a 6'6" senior, a transfer from University of Valley Forge. Their leading scorer wears number 5, Aitor Alberto. He's averaging just under 22 points a game. He's an international player, product of Curacao. Number 13, Owen Bradford, a 6'3" senior. He's also a transfer along with his brother from the University of Valley Forge. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Highlanders, number 21, Josh Forker. He is a grad student, 6'1", out of nearby Telford, Pennsylvania. We'll pause briefly for the national anthem, and then I will have the starting lineup for the Giants.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Keystone College Ace Bowling Arena inside the Gamble Athletic Center for today's United East Conference Sky Division quarterfinal men's basketball game between the visiting Highlanders from Cairn University and your home Keystone College Giants.
that was our national anthem. Now for the starting five for the home Giants. Number 1, DeAndre Sutherland. He is a 6'2" junior out of Miramar, Florida. The point guard wears number 2, Cam Ayers. He's a 6' sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Brandon Scott wears number 5. He's a 6'2" junior out of Cheltenham, Pennsylvania. Number 13, Deshaun Johnson. He's the man in the middle. He's a 6'5" freshman out of Montgomery Village, Maryland. And routing out the starting 5, he leads the team in scoring. Number 15, Jack Anderson, a 6'4" junior out of Davie, Florida. He's averaging just over 20 a game. To review the starters for the Highlanders, Christian Rivera, number 2, he's at the point. He's 6th in the country in assists with 138. He's a 5'10" junior. The Bradford brothers, Darian wears number 3, Owen wears number 13. They're both transfers from the University of Valley Forge. Cairn's leading scorer, Aitor Alberto, he averages just under 22 points per game. He is a 6'2" senior. And then rounding out the starting 5 for Cairn, Josh Forker, a grad student, 6'1" out of Telford, Pennsylvania. So we're not too far away from tip-off. Cairn will be wearing their road black unis. Keystone rocking the orange alternative uniforms for this first round of the conference playoffs. Getting a little Syracuse orange vibe. As I mentioned, the Giants, they're headed by Coach Andrew Kettle in his first season. Former head coach of Scranton Prep and Lackawanna Trail High Schools. Joe Gibbons and Tara Machaco round off the Giants coaching staff. Tara, former head women's basketball coach at both Marywood and Wilkes Universities. Joe Gibbons had a very successful high school career as a head coach at nearby Mountain View High School. So we're getting ready to jump center here in La Plume, Pennsylvania. It'll be Deshaun Johnson for Keystone and Josh Forker for Cairn. And the postseason is officially underway. Sutherland has the tap. Here's Ayers. Highlanders starting out man-to-man. Nearly turned over. Good job by Brandon Scott to track down that loose ball. Here's Anderson for 3. Good! And Jack Anderson gets the crowd into it early with his first bomb from behind the arc, and it's a quick 3-0 lead for Keystone. Giants playing man-to-man. They've been known to change defenses throughout the course of the game, but they're starting man-to-man. There's Darian Bradford. He is bumped and converts, and he'll get a chance to go to the line for the traditional 3-point play. That foul is on Jack Anderson. It's his first on the Giants. I stand corrected. That foul's on Deshaun Johnson. So Darian Bradford converts the 3-point play, and we're deadlocked at 3 in the opening minute here from La Plume. Here's Cam Ayers. He leads the Giants in assists. Sutherland finds a cutting Scott. He kicks out to Ayers for a 3. In and out. Rebound B. Scott, and he scores. So Brandon Scott utilizing his athleticism early with the offensive rebound and putback, and it's 5-3 Giants. Ball stolen by Scott. Hit ahead to Sutherland. Pitch back to Anderson for a tray off the back iron. Rebound Sutherland. Johnson, short jumper, no good. Sutherland with the steal and off the glass and converts. So Keystone up 7-3. As Jason O'Connell looks to fire up his troops. Be prepared for a possible track meet. Last time these two teams played, which was just a few weeks ago, Keystone won 109-102 in regulation. Should we get the block? Here's Camden Ayers, drives, finds Sutherland for 2. Quick timeout for Cairn as Keystone jumps out to a 9-3 lead with 18:03 left in the first half. The Highlanders will take a 30-second timeout, and we'll take a brief timeout here on the Keystone College Athletics live stream. We're back here in the Gamble Athletic Center on the campus of Keystone College, United East Conference quarterfinals. The home Giants out to an early 9-3 lead over Cairn University. It'll be Cairn basketball. Keystone a step quicker to everything there in the opening 2 minutes as they're showing a 1-2-2 change of defense. Steal by Cam Ayers. He drives, no good. Rebound B. Scott. He can't convert. Rebound by Owen Bradford. This is Alberto, their leading scorer. No good, wild shot off the glass. However, Owen Bradford cleans up the trash and converts, and it's now 9-5. Sutherland looking to back his way down. Good defense by Cairn. Shot clock down to 15. Here's Johnson at the high post. Jay, no good. Sutherland nearly came up with the rebound, however, is controlled by Christian Rivera. Hit ahead, great find by Rivera to Owen Bradford. And Cairn now only trails by 2, 9-7. Anderson being guarded by Rivera. Jack turns the corner, gets to the rim, and we have a foul. So Jack Anderson will go to the free throw line for the first time today. He is an 88% free throw shooter. The Highlanders' first foul of the afternoon is on Christian Rivera. As the first attempt by Jack Anderson is in and out. Don't be surprised if Keystone changes defenses again. They came out of that timeout with a 1-2-2 half-court trap, and they got the quick turnover. So 1-2 for Anderson, and Keystone leads 10-7. The Giants sticking to that 1-2-2. They're looking to trap along the sideline and just inside half court. There's a drive by Forker, and he's fouled. And the grad student will go to the line to shoot 2. Keystone fouls on DeAndre Sutherland, the team second, his first. So here's Forker at the line, 56% free throw shooter. He is a grad student. Played his high school basketball at Faith Christian Academy. Leads the club in steals this year. Second of the club in steals with 30. So 2 for 2 for Forker, and the Highlanders trail by 1. Anderson finds a cutting Johnson, no good. Here's Rivera, the playmaker for the Highlanders. He wheels and deals. Little scoop shot off the glass, good. Tough shot in traffic by Christian Rivera. Cairn has the lead now 11-10. Highlanders sticking man-to-man. Anderson pull-up jumper, that's a long 2, and Keystone regains the lead. And this has the makings of a track meet. Little spin move by Darian Bradford, no good. Ayers looks to get to the rim, dumps off to Johnson, and he's fouled. So Cam Ayers showing why he's leading the Giants in assists with 107 as he dished off to a trailing Deshaun Johnson. And Deshaun will head to the line to shoot 2, a 68% free throw shooter on the season. First attempt is good. Johnson averaging just under 10 points per game. Leads the club in blocks with 20, and he has started all 25 games this season for Keystone. 1 out of 2 for Deshaun. Keystone clinging to a 2-point lead. Giants going back man-to-man, and they will change defenses early and often in this one. Here's Bradford backing his way down. Ball deflected, however, it ends up in the hands of his brother Darian, and Darian Bradford scores. So we're deadlocked at 13. We're 4.5 minutes into this one. Brandon Scott to Johnson. Wild shot by Deshaun, no good. Here's Alberto. Cairn's leading scorer with the ball. He's averaging just under 22 a game. That ball is stolen. Here's Brandon Scott in transition. The lefty layup is good. He gives the Giants a 2-point lead, 15-13. Rivera going one-on-one against Cam Ayers. Finds a cutting Darian Bradford, no good. Rebound Sutherland. Here's Anderson in transition. Pull up three, good! Jack Anderson dialing long distance. And he's 2 for 2 this afternoon from behind the arc. And the Giants have a 5-point lead, 18-13. Here's Alberto, pull-up jumper, long, rebound Ayers. Cam gets to the rim, scoop shot, no good. Johnson with the rebound and scores. Deshaun Johnson flexing his muscles underneath with the offensive rebound and putback. And that ball is off Rivera, and it's going over to the Giants as we have our first substitution of the game. Jonathan Desir checking in for the Highlanders. He is a transfer student out of Gwinnett Mercy University. He's a 6'2" junior, averaging 8 points per game. Subbing in for the Giants is John Bryce, just a sophomore, 6'2" out of St. Augustine, Florida. One of the many Floridians on this Keystone lineup. Cairn switching things up defensively, showing zone. Anderson with the three, no good. And I believe that ball hit the shot clock. And it'll go over to the Highlanders. And Keystone's home regular season finale last Saturday against Notre Dame, Bryce shot the ball incredibly well. He gave them a spark off the bench. Here's Rivera getting into the lane. Kick out to Alberto for three, and that is good. So Aitor Alberto with his first points of the afternoon. Shot by Johnson, no good. Rebound, Darian Bradford. Bradford looking to get to the rim, and he is fouled. And that may be the second personal on Deshaun Johnson. And that is his second foul, and it's the third team foul on Keystone as DeAndre Sutherland has headed to the scorer's table and looks like he will give Deshaun a rest. So 2 shots for Darian Bradford. And he's perfect from the line. Had it end one earlier in the game. Bradford averaging over 20 points per game. 1 out of 2 for the lefty. And Keystone up 3, 20-17. Moses Ilodigwe, number 4, has checked in for Cairn. Turnaround jumper by Anderson, good, and Jack has the hot hand early. Man-to-man look here by the Giants. Rivera being guarded by Ayers. Shot clock down to 18. I don't think the shot clock will get down to single digits much today as Ilodigwe drains the 3. And Cairn trails by 2, 22-20. Chris Eelman, a 6'7" junior, checks in for the Highlanders. As Scott will inbound with 25 on the shot clock. Ayers finds a cutting Scott. Tries to draw the contact, no foul. Rivera to Iladigwe, no good on the 3 attempt. Long rebound tracked down by Scott. Here's Jack Anderson in transition, one-on-one against Rivera. Up and under move with the scoop shot, good. Jack Anderson showing his craftiness as Keystone has a 4-point lead, 24-20. Great ball movement by the Highlanders. Here's Rivera looking to get by Anderson. Dish off to the big fella, Eelman, as he gets his first 2 points of the game. Good decision by Bryce. Keystone did not have the numbers, and Anderson will set the offense in the half court. Anderson, little give and go there. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound to Eelman. Here's Darian Bradford. He gets to the rim with ease, and we're tied at 24. Coach Kettle not happy with the lack of transition defense there, and he will take a 30-second timeout. So we'll pause briefly here on the Keystone College Athletics live stream. Keystone and Cairn deadlocked at 24. Back here live, the Gamble Athletic Center on the campus of Keystone College. United East Conference quarterfinals. 5th-seeded Cairn and 4th-seeded Keystone tied at 24, 11:23 left. Here in the first half, it'll be Giants basketball. Tyler Fox checking in, seeing his first action of the afternoon. If you remember last Saturday in the home regular season finale, Tyler went down with an ankle injury and did not return. Good to see him back in the lineup. Sutherland faked the handoff to Anderson. His jump shot no good. Rivera to Bradford. Again, great ball movement by the Highlanders. Corner 3 by Iladigwe, no good. Here's Anderson one-on-one against Rivera, and they have a player control foul. Basket will not count. And that foul's on Jack Anderson, and that is his second, his first, team's 4th. So Rivera giving up his body. Good job by him to beat Anderson to the spot and take the charge. Here's Darian Bradford at the high post, working on Sutherland. Turnaround jump shot, and the lefty gets the roll. Smooth move by Bradford. And Cairn has the lead, 26-24. Ayers being guarded by Rivera. Shot clock down to 16. Bryce, baseline drive. He gets to the rim with ease and scores. John Bryce playing his best basketball down the stretch. We're tied again at 26. Darian Bradford, top of the key. Looking to back his way down, spin move, and he's fouled by Sutherland. Correction, that foul's on Jack Anderson. That's his second. And Darian Bradford finds his way back to the free throw line. He's 2 of 3 already there this afternoon. He is a 61% free throw shooter on the year. Him along with his brother, Owen, are transfers from the University of Valley Forge. So Anderson's going to take a seat with the 2 fouls. Cairn only has 2 team fouls. Rebound Radio Rizal, who's seeing his first action of the afternoon. He's been out with injury the last couple weeks. Rizzle, a 6'8" junior out of Cooper City, Florida. Here's Rizzle right here with the ball. Over to Ayers. And Cam is bumped. And that'll be the third team foul on the Highlanders. And that foul's on Owen Bradford, his first. Josh Forker checks back in for Cairn. As Scott will inbound along the sideline. Shot clock at 20. Looks like we have a foul. And that'll go against the Highlanders. And that foul's on Jonathan Desir, his first 4-team foul on Cairn. Fox for three, off the back iron. Loose ball picked up by Bryce, and he's fouled. So the fouls piling up here for Cairn. And that foul's on Josh Forker. So 9:23 left in the first half. Cairn leads by one, 27-26. Ayers to Bryce. Shot clock down to 16. Ayers looking inside to Scott. Bryce for three. No good. Rebound, Owen Bradford. And here's his brother, Darian. Shot is blocked by Ayers. Ends up in the hands of Bryce. Here's Fox in transition. Looked to draw the contact, and he did. And Tyler Fox will go to the free throw line. So Fox, known for his three-point shooting expertise, gets to the rim in transition, and he's going to the line for two shots. First one is no good for the 71% free throw shooter. Moses Iladigwe checks back in for the Highlanders. He replaces Darian Bradford, who's been active on both ends of the floor this afternoon. I'm sure he won't be sitting for too long. So Fox gets 1 out of 2, and we're tied at 27. Jack Anderson replaces Tyler. Keystone looking possibly to extend its defense here. Brandon Scott has the tough task of guarding Cairn's leading scorer, Heitor Alberto. He's averaging 22 a game. Ball stolen by Scott. Brandon with the throwdown. Gives Keystone the lead, 29-27. Scott's length and athletic ability a factor there as Desir counters with a lefty shot from the corner, and Cairn has the lead 30-29. Anderson rejects the ball screen, drives baseline, and scores. Giants recapture the lead. They're up 1, 31-30. Jack has to be careful not to pick up his third. Here's Owen Bradford going to work on Rizzle, and he scores. Up and under move. So the Bradford brothers are involved early with the scoring. Tyre Sanders seeing his first action for the Giants. He's in. He wears number 21. Jumper by Anderson, no good. Here's Alberto. Pull-up jumper on Rizzle, and he scores. Heitor Alberto, who's averaging about 22 a game with the pull-up jumper, and Cairn has its largest lead of the afternoon. They're up 3, 34-31. Sanders to Rizzle. Hand off to Anderson. Shot clock down to 15. Pull-up jumper by Jack is short. Rebound Forker. He avoids Scott and scores. And the Highlanders up 5, 36-31. Bryce to Scott. Critical possession here for Keystone. Bryce drives baseline, little runner, good. So John Bryce, his second basket of the game, both coming on the baseline drive, cuts the Cairn lead to 3. Pull-up jumper by Alberto, no good. So we approach the 6-minute mark. Here's Anderson, gets the screen from Scott. Hand off to Bryce. That looks like that's off his foot, and it is. It'll be Cairn basketball. As Ayers, Hill, and Johnson check in for Keystone, Rivera returns the action for Cairn. Both teams subbing a lot here early. This game has the makings of a high-scoring affair. Last time these two clubs met, Keystone got out of Cairn with a 109-102 win in regulation. The Giants have won both meetings in the regular season. So Cairn playing with house money here on the road. Alberto drive, he's cut off. Here's Rivera. Out to Desir, no good on the corner 3. Rebound Hill. Anderson driving baseline, and he's bumped. And that'll be the 16th foul on Cairn. So Keystone, correction, that is the 7th team foul on the Highlanders. So Jack Anderson going to the line for a 1-and-1. First one is good. We'll see if Coach Kettle changes defenses here. They usually like to extend their pressure on a made free throw. Jack gets 2 out of 2, and Keystone changing defenses. 2-2-1 look, 3-quarter court for the first time this afternoon. Here's Desir. Hand off to Bradford, Darian Bradford. Rivera over to Desir. Both Bradford brothers inside. Here's Desir, lefty 3, no good. Great box out by Justin Hill. Anderson, pull up 3, no good off the back iron. Ball tracked down by Alberto, and Alberto can fly. Here's the dish to Darian Bradford, no good. That ball almost tipped in by Johnson. Anderson pitched back to Brandon Scott. Little 2-man game with Jack, and Anderson knocks down the 3. And just like that, Keystone recaptures the lead, 38-36. Nice little 2-man game there between Jack Anderson and Brandon Scott, as Darian Bradford is left all alone, and we're tied at 38. Ayers turns the corner, and he's fouled. So Cam Ayers will go to the line to shoot his first free throws of the afternoon, 1-and-1 situation. Ayers just a 51% free throw shooter. He's averaging 8 points per game, leads the club in assists with 107 going into this one. Cam started all 25 games. And the front end of the 1-and-1 is no good. Ball nearly turned over. And Rivera is fouled. We'll see who that's on. That foul is on Cam Ayers. So Christian Rivera going to the line for 2 shots. As I mentioned in the open, he's 6th in the country in all of Division III in assists coming in this game with 138. And he's one of 2 international players. One of 3 international players on this Cairn roster. He's from Puerto Rico. Highlanders have a 1-point lead as we approach the 4-minute mark of the first half. Sutherland to Hill to Ayers into Sutherland. Turnaround jumper by DeAndre is good. It's Keystone back up 1, 40-39. Rivera nearly traveled. Here's Darian Bradford being guarded by Scott. And Scott steps in and takes the charge. Great defense by Brandon Scott. He's doing a lot this afternoon. Defending, rebounding, a little bit of scoring. So Keystone clinging to a 1-point lead here with just under 4 to go. Scott to Anderson for 3. Off the back iron, Justin Hill with the rebound. Ayers to Scott. Drives it into 2 guys. Wild shot, no good. Rebound, Alberto. Rivera driving on Anderson, and that is blocked by Jack. And that gets the crowd into the game. It'll remain Cairn basketball along the baseline with 21 on the shot clock. Rivera into Bradford, and that was just too easy. Coach Kettle can't be happy with that one as the Highlanders retake the lead, 41-40. Ayers into Sutherland, finds a cutting Scott for 2. Great court vision, finding a cutting Brandon Scott, and we are seesawing back and forth here. Keystone back up 1, 42-41. Alberto, lefty drive, no good. Rebound, Sutherland. Scott to Anderson. Ayers being checked by Rivera. Shot clock down to 15. Scott cut off at the free throw line. Shot clock down to 10. Sutherland, that ball poked away by Owen Bradford. Here's Alberto for 2. So Aitor Alberto gives the Highlanders a 1-point lead, 43-42. Ayers for 3, no good. Rebound Alberto. Drives on Sutherland and scores. Highlanders up 3, 45-42 as we're under 2 minutes. Scott to Anderson. His 3 attempt in and out. Rebound Justin Hill. Shot clock down to 15. Hill looking for Anderson, but he's guarded closely by Rivera. They do get it to Jack now. Pull up 3 with 4 on the shot clock. Good. Clutch 3 by Jack Anderson. We're tied at 45. Just beat the shot clock. Not many times this afternoon has the shot clock gone down into single digits for either club. Bradford, player control foul. And once again, Brandon Scott stepping in, giving up his body. That's the second charge he's taken this afternoon. Brandon Scott may be the ultimate blue-collar guy. He does a lot of the dirty work, rebounding. He's stepping in, taking charges. He played his collegiate basketball to start at nearby Lackawanna College and transferred into Keystone. The Giants are lucky to have him. So with under a minute to go, John Bryce and Tyre Sanders have checked in for Keystone. And we are deadlocked at 45. Sanders to Anderson, coming off the double screen. 3-ball, good! Jack Anderson. He's carrying the Giants this afternoon and scoring here in the first half. Inside, Owen Bradford, no good. Rebound, Sanders. Here's Scott. Kick out to Tyre Sanders. That ball was deflected, and Owen Bradford comes up with it. Here's Alberto, Cairn's leading scorer, and he slices to the rim and converts. Highlanders trail by 1, 48-47. Game clock at 16, so Keystone can play for the last shot of the half And they have the ball in the hands of the right guy, Jack Anderson. Anderson to Sutherland, 4, 3, 2. Sutherland to beat the clock, in and out. So after one half of play and an inspected track meet, the Cairn University Highlanders trail Keystone 48-47 here at the half. We'll pause briefly. I'll have halftime stats. We'll take a brief time out here on the Keystone College Athletics live stream.
Michigan will represent the team of the conference championship winners. Let us meet your United East Conference field hockey champions. Hannah Alvar. Alexandra Portman. Brianna Landers. Vicky Monero. Maria Tamada. Avril Cosolino. Lucia Cicilino. Angelina Morley. Baylor Rodriguez. Christina Carrion. Barry Kinsey. Lillian Kennedy Butler. Casey Stratton. And also not present today for special thanks to Cairn and Miranda Mayshaw. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise one more time for Keystone College Field Hockey Team 2023 United East Conference Champions. Congratulations, ladies, on an amazing season.
We're back here live inside the Gamble Athletic Center on the campus of Keystone College. United East Conference playoff quarterfinals. The number 4 seed Keystone Giants leading the number 5 seed Cairn Highlanders 48-47. I'm Bill Jones here with the halftime stats. Story of the first half is Jack Anderson. He leads all players in scoring with 26. I'm sure that was the hot topic in the locker room among the Cairn University coaches and players. Jack, 9 of 17 from the floor, 5 of 11 from behind the three-point arc, 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Brandon Scott chipping in with 8, and DeAndre Sutherland leading the Giants in rebounding at the half with 8. Keystone shot 44% from the field. For Cairn, they shot 56% from the field. They got a lot of action at the rim. Darian Bradford leads the Highlanders in scoring here at the intermission with 15. He was very efficient, 6 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 5 from the line. Aitor Alberto, who's averaging 22 points per game, he's right where he needs to be. He has 11 at the break, 5 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 2 from behind the arc. Christian Rivera, who's 6th in the country coming into this game in Division III in assists, he has 5 at the intermission. Keystone led by as many as 7 in the first half. Cairn led by as many as 5. And as I mentioned, the Giants clinging to a 1-point lead here at the break, 48-47. The winner of this one will advance to the semifinals. The opponent will be to be determined. The number 1 seed is Wilson, and they would play the lowest remaining seed left in the conference tournament. Wilson has a bye along with the 2 seed Bryn Athyn. If you missed the pregame, Keystone won both meetings in the regular season. Back on January 3rd, the Giants edged the Highlanders here in La Plume 90-84. And earlier this month, Keystone went down the Langhorne and prevailed in a track meet. They beat Cairn 109-102 in regulation. I wouldn't be shocked if both teams made it into triple digits this afternoon. Both clubs with a high-octane offense, like to push it in transition. And it'll be Highlander basketball to start the second half of play. So we'll see when Keystone gets the ball how Cairn will defend Jack Anderson. Don't be shocked if they face guard him the entire length of the floor. Here's Rivera being guarded by Sutherland into Chad Bradford, who's posting up airs. Bradford, and he's fouled. And that foul's on Cam Ayers. So Bradford go to the line. He started all 26 games so far for the Highlanders, averaging 11 points per game. Misses the first. 71% free throw shooter. So 1 of 2 for Owen Bradford. And we're tied at 48. Anderson being guarded by Forker. Little flare screen for Jack. Pull-up jumper, and that's good. They crowded him off the three-point line. He still made him pay, put it on the deck, and pulled up. So Anderson has 28. That ball stolen by Cam Ayers. Camden into Brandon Scott. And Scott could not maintain possession, and that'll go over to the Highlanders. Keystone man-to-man here, but they will change defenses frequently. We saw that in the first half. Rivera, Bradford into Alberto. Good defense by Keystone. When Alberto caught it, that defense collapsed. Ayers into Johnson. Johnson finds Sutherland for 2. So that ball nearly turned over. The Giants were able to maintain possession, and they got the easy 2. So Keystone up by 4. Alberto to Rivera. Here's Darian Bradford, the lefty. Ball stolen by Brandon Scott. 1-on-1 against Bradford. Scott misses the lefty layup. However, Anderson gets the rebound, in and out. Great job by Keystone to get back in transition. Alberto for 3, good. So they stopped Rivera. However, Rivera, who's 6th in the country in assists, pitched back to the leading scorer, Alberto, who drains the 3. And Cairn will take a 30-second timeout, trailing by 1, 52-51. So if you're looking for high-paced basketball, good transition basketball, this is the place to be. The Gamble Athletic Center nearly filled the capacity. Tons of students here. The Keystone baseball team here. The Keystone field hockey team honored at halftime. They got their conference championship rings. Congratulations to Coach Aaron McGinley's club. They had a perfect regular season in United East field hockey play, and they beat Cedar Crest 3-0 in the conference final to earn a berth in the NCAA tournament. So they got their championship bling. They'll be rocking those rings proudly on campus. And here's Anderson being face guarded by Alberto. So let's see what Keystone runs to get him open. Sutherland to Ayers, shot clock down to 17. Johnson at the high post, ball deflected, did get to Ayers. Here's Cam, little scoop shot, no good. Gets his own rebound. Camden Ayers did not give up on the play, got his own rebound, put it back, and the Giants have a 3-point lead, 54-51. That ball stolen by Sutherland, deflected by Sutherland. Ayers came up with it. Skip pass to Scott. Brandon for 3. Good! Brandon Scott with the 3 ball. Great court vision by Cam Ayers to find him. And Keystone has a 6-point lead, 57-51. Owen Bradford. Little spin move. He's a lefty just like his brother. His shot attempt no good. Rebound Jack Anderson. Here's Ayers. Anderson slices through the defense. It looks like we'll have a held ball. Possession arrow will keep it with the Giants. So good defense by Cairn to force the tie-up, as Johnson will inbound the ball along the baseline with 21 on the shot clock. Lob into Anderson. Scott coming off the little flex cut along the baseline. Here's Sutherland with the drive, and Keystone has its largest lead of the game, 59-51. They're up 8. So critical possession here for Cairn. They need to stop the bleeding and get a quality shot. Rivera inside to Bradford, and the lefty scores. So Owen Bradford, highly effective with his back to the basket, as the Highlanders come up with a critical basket and cut the lead to 6. Cairn man-to-man here. Scott, that ball is blocked, and it will stay with the Giants. As Jonathan Desir will check back in for Cairn. Desir had a 3 in the first half. Ayers wanted, I believe, a kick, but the Highlanders come up with it. Here's Forker for 3, no good. Ball rebounded. Here's Desir. Darian Bradford did have the ball. It was stripped. Giants do not have numbers, as Scott was slow to get up along the baseline. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Anderson being checked by Forker. And they have, I believe, a player control foul. Yes, they're saying Jack pushed off. And that'll be his third personal of the game. Looked like he extended that arm to gain an advantage. Anderson disagrees. But that'll be the third on Anderson. Second team foul on Keystone as Jack will sub out and he's being replaced by Bryce. Bryce once again gave Keystone really good minutes in the first half. 4 points off the bench. Darian Bradford, pull-up jumper at the free throw line, off the front iron, rebounded by Bryce. Ayers hit ahead to DeAndre Sutherland. Pitch back to Ayers. Cam with a little shot fake. Drives baseline, dishes off to Scott, no good. Loose ball ended up into the hands of Cam Ayers. Bryce for three, good! John Bryce knocks down the three, and Keystone has its largest lead of the afternoon. They're up 9, 62-53. John Bryce continuing to make big plays off the bench for the Giants. So with 14:48 left here in this one, we'll take a brief timeout here on the Keystone College Athletics live stream. Giants lead it by 9. So we're back here live inside a packed Gamble Athletic Center. Keystone Giants have their largest lead of the afternoon, 62-53 over Cairn, in an opening round quarterfinal matchup here in the United East. Keystone, the home team, the number 4 seed. Cairn, they're the number 5 seed. It'll be Highlander basketball. A John Bryce 3 prompted that timeout. Here's Rivera, Scott Gard, and Darian Bradford. Rivera gets by Ayers. Forker back to Rivera. Inside to Bradford. Turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebound Johnson. Keystone can make it a double-digit lead here with a score. Bryce to Sutherland, DeAndre into Johnson, little spin move, righty hook, no good. Here's Forker. Over to Desir. Rivera, that ball deflected by Ayers. Bradford somehow maintained possession. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Desir, lefty 3, good. Great hustle play by Cairn. Owen Bradford laid out for that loose ball. And Cairn maintained possession with 9 on the shot clock. Desir knocked down the 3 to cut it to 6. Ayers lefty 3, good. So Cam Ayers responds, and the lead once again is back to 9, 65-56. Bradford to Rivera. That ball deflected by Ayers. Scott ends up with it. Brandon to the rim, no good. And it looks like we will have a foul on Keystone, and that'll go against John Bryce. So that'll be the third team foul of the half on Keystone. It'll be John's first personal foul. So So with 13:02 remaining, Keystone up 9, 65-56. Opening round conference playoff action here in the United East. Darian Bradford gets the high ball screen. Sutherland switches out on him. Bradford to the rim, gets the roll. Darian Bradford's been a thorn in the side of Keystone all afternoon. He can hit the mid-range jump shot, play with his back to the basket. He can score in a variety of ways. Sutherland, free throw line jumper, no good. Rebound Desser. Here's Alberto. He leads Cairn in scoring, gets to the rim, no good. Rebound Brandon Scott. Here's Bryce for three, no good. Desser really got up in the air for that rebound. However, Keystone comes up with it as Johnson scores. And Coach Kettle will take a 30-second timeout. So it looked like Cairn secured the rebound. Ball got poked away, and Deshaun Johnson came up with it. It scored. And with 12:10 remaining, the Giants lead the Highlanders 67-58. As I mentioned earlier, Wilson has the first seed in the conference tournament. They have a quarterfinal bye. Bryn Atherin also has a quarterfinal bye. They're the second seed. Wilson will play the lowest remaining seed in the conference semis. So the winner of this one does not necessarily play Wilson. Here's Moses Illodigwe, seeing his first action of the second half. Here's Darian Bradford. Pull-up jumper, good, and he is silky smooth. Bradford showing you why he averages just about 21 a game. And that Keystone lead is cut to 7. Johnson over to Sanders. Sutherland gets the cross screen. He's posting up Bradford. DeAndre cannot convert. Rebound by Chris Eelman, the 6'7" junior for the Highlanders. Darian Bradford, spin move, no good. Rebound, Justin Hill. Keystone has numbers, 5-on-4. Hill thought about it, didn't pull the trigger. Bryce to Johnson. The big guy shows he's a threat from long distance. Deshaun Johnson knocking down the tray. And Keystone with a 10-point lead, 70-60. Alberto gets the ball screen from Eelman. Here's Illodigwe for three, no good. Sanders scores in transition. Keystone up a dozen, 72-60. Coming up on 10.5 left to play in this one. Desser to Illodigwe. Alberto drives. That shot is blocked by Sutherland. However, he goes down, slow to get up. Shot clock at 20. Sutherland, pull up Jay along the baseline, no good. And Keystone buying time here with Jack Anderson out of the game. He picked up his third foul not too long ago, as Alberto with a little spin move converts off the glass. And that deficit is now cut to 10 for Cairn. Sanders to Bryce. Johnson in the post working on Eelman. He drives baseline and scores. So Johnson making his presence felt, knocking down a three, and now driving baseline and converting. And the lead is back to a dozen for the men in orange. Alberto, shot fake, gets in the lane, dish off to Eelman. That dunk attempt blocked. Cairn sticking man-to-man. And that ball is out of bounds and now go over to the Highlanders as Rivera and Owen Bradford check in for Cairn, and Scott and Ayers return for Keystone. And Jack Anderson, who had 26 in the first half, continues to sit. I'm sure Coach Kettle will go back to him shortly. Don't want to risk him picking up his fourth with a 12-point lead. I'm sure if they were down 12, it would be a different story. Alberto to Rivera. Inside to Darian Bradford, and he once again converts. Bradford is a big, physical, strong presence on the low block. However, he has a nice touch. Ayers backing up the shorter Rivera, and there's a block. It looked like Rivera was in that restricted area when he fell. That is not an act of shooting, so it'll be Keystone basketball along the baseline as Jack Anderson does return. He has 28 in the game so far this afternoon. Radio Rizzle also checking back in. Ayers to inbound along the baseline. Finds Scott. Brandon going to work down low. Shot off the glass, no good. Rivera to Alberto. Scott switches out on him. Alberto, no good, gets his own rebound. And he is bumped, and we'll see who that foul's on. Scott and Ayers were both in the area, and that'll be on Brandon Scott. So that'll be the Giants' fourth team foul. And that's Brandon's third personal foul as Aitor Alberto is slow to get up. He does get up. He leads the Highlanders in scoring, averaging 22 a game coming into this one. So him and Darian Bradford providing that 1-2 punch. Both of those players averaging over 20 a game. Here's Owen Bradford, no good. Rebound Bryce. So we approach the 8-minute mark. Giants lead by 10, 74-64. Cam Ayers to Bryce. Ayers gets the back screen from Anderson. Jack pops, shot clock down to 13. Forker guarding Anderson. Jack tried to get Forker off his feet. Bryce for three, short. Rebound Forker. Rivera in transition. Forker to Darian Bradford. Here's Alberto. Jump stop. Ball turned over. Bryce, skip pass to Anderson for three. Good! Three ball for Jack Anderson gives him 31 on the afternoon. Great find in transition. Forker, three ball from the corner, no good. Rizzle with the rebound. 7 minutes to play. Giants up 13. Bryce, who's given the Giants great minutes off the bench once again with the ball. He drives, finds Scott, lefty three, off the back iron. Rebound, Rivera. Handoff to Alberto. Aitor for three off the back iron. Jack Anderson with the rebound. Here's Bryce, wide open for three, and that's good. And Cairn will call a timeout. John Bryce lost in transition. He made the Highlanders pay. Cairn leads 80-64. Keystone leads 80-64. 6:25 to play. We'll take a brief timeout here on the Keystone College Athletics live stream. We're back here live on the Keystone College Athletics live stream. 6:25 to play in this one. Giants have a 16-point lead, 80-64. They're being led by Jack Anderson, who has 31, 11 of 20 from the floor, 6 of 12 from behind the arc. Darian Bradford has been the story for the Highlanders. He has 21. Aitor Alberto chipping in with 16 for Cairn. Critical possession here for the Highlanders as Bradford to Rivera to Forker for 3, good. So great job by Cairn to respond out of the timeout, and that leads down to 13. Six minutes to play. Bryce again for 3, in and out. Bryce gets the loose ball and scores. John Bryce playing his best basketball down the stretch. Bryce has 6 off the bench today. Correction, 12. Darian Bradford, and he's bumped and converts. So Darian Bradford will go to the line with a chance to convert the conventional 3-point play. That foul's on Brandon Scott. That's his first 15th foul on the Giants. So here's Darian Bradford. He's got 23 on the afternoon. He's 3 of 5 from the line, 3 of 6. However, he gets the long rebound. And Cairn converts on the missed blockout attempt by Keystone. And it's down to 11, 82-71 as we approach the 5-minute mark. Anderson for 3, good! The Blonde Bomber now with 34 as Ayers found him in transition. 85-71 Keystone. Darian Bradford to Rivera. He's pass first, shoot second. And a turnover there that is costly. Rivera, who came into this game 6th in the country in assists, with a bad turnover there. And Keystone can possibly extend this lead to 17 or 18. Here's Jack, corner 3, no good. Rebound Darian Bradford. Forker for 3, off the back iron, offensive rebound Darian Bradford, and he scores. It'll be a timeout for Cairn. So with 4:09 left in this one, Keystone up a dozen, 85-73. We'll take a brief timeout here on the Keystone College Athletics live stream. We're back here live inside the Gamble Athletic Center. 4:09 to play in this United East Conference semifinal. The 4-seeded Keystone Giants lead the 5th-seeded Cairn Highlanders 85-73. Jack Anderson, the story in this one, 34 points as Keystone looks to break the full court pressure by the Highlanders. Johnson, good decision, kicks it out to the floor general, Ayers. And Cam has 20 on the shot clock to work with as we get under the 4-minute mark. Sutherland to Ayers. Scott, top of the key. And that ball is picked off by Forker. He goes one-on-one against Brandon, and he is fouled. So Josh Forker will go to the line and look to cut this to a 10-point deficit. First attempt in and out for the fifth-year grad student. He's a 56% free throw shooter coming into this one. Makes 1 of 2. Cairn will be in the bonus for the rest of the game. That was the 6th team foul on Keystone. So the next team foul on the Giants will send Cairn to the line if it's a non-shooting foul for 1-on-1. Scott to Sutherland. Keystone up 11, 85-74, under 3.5 to play. Shot clock down to 8. Johnson, spin move, and he is fouled. So Deshaun will go to the line. 68% free throw shooter on the year for the freshman. And what a first-year campaign for Deshaun. He started all 25 games this year for Keystone. Leads the club in blocks as he gets the first and averaging just under 10 a game. Alberto will replace Owen Bradford. So Cairn going small here. With 4 guards. Second attempt in and out. And that ball's off Jack Anderson. It'll be Highlanders basketball. I don't think Jack agreed with it. So Cairn can't afford to have any empty possessions here. Down 12 with 3:15 to play. They got to score, get stops, and keep on scoring. Anderson guarding Bradford. Bradford kick out 3 to Dessert, no good. Rebound Jack Anderson. And the Giants will be a little bit more methodical here and burn some clock with a 12-point lead with under 3 to play. Anderson. Cairn has a bunch of fouls to give to get Keystone into the bonus. And Johnson is fouled. And he will go to the line. So that's the 3rd team foul on the Highlanders. Johnson, who just recently converted 1 of 2, will find himself back at the charity stripe. Deshaun gets the first. And if Keystone can hold on to this one, they will find themselves in the conference semifinals. That'll be a road contest against either Bryn Athen or Wilson. Wilson will play, they're the number 1 seed. They will play the lowest remaining seed. So 2 out of 2 for Deshaun, and it's a 14-point lead for the G-men. Rivera, and that ball's off Scott, will remain Highlander basketball. .24 on the shot clock. Little give and go. Rivera, no good. Rebound, DeAndre Sutherland. Up to Scott, and Keystone will burn a little clock. With 2:20 left, they have a 14-point lead. Little spin move by Sutherland, and he does a little Saturday afternoon banking. It's now a 16-point lead, 90-74 as we come up on the 2-minute mark. Alberto for 3, good. And the Highlanders will take a timeout. So Aitor Alberto cuts it to a 13-point deficit, 90-77 with 2:05 remaining. If you're Keystone, you got to be prepared for the full court pressure by Cairn. I'm sure they called the timeout to set that up. And if you're the Giants, you got to play through Jack Anderson, who right now is your best free throw shooter on the floor at 88%. However, the Highlanders have 4 fouls to give before Keystone gets in the bonus. So if you're Keystone, you got to be strong with the ball. You know you're going to get fouled here if Cairn does not get a quick turnover off the full court pressure. Jack Anderson, the story in this one, 34 points, 26 in the first half. But it's been a great team effort. So it'll be Keystone basketball. They got to go to length of the floor, 2:05 remaining. And as expected, the Highlanders picking up full court man-to-man. Scott will inbound the ball. He can run the baseline. And Cairn has a bunch of fouls to give to get Keystone on the free throw line. Anderson to Scott. Brandon with the lay-in. Great job by Keystone to dissect that full court pressure. Alberto, pull-up jumper, good. Ator Alberto cuts it to 13 once again. Scott to Anderson, and Jack will take the easy two. 94-79, $1:38 left. And we have a foul, and that'll send Cairn to the line for a 1-and-1 situation. That foul's on Brandon Scott, his third, 7th on the team. So Alberto will go to the line and look to put points on the board with the clock stopped, which is the last thing Keystone wants. First free throw by Alberto is good. He's a product of Curacao. Leading the team in scoring, coming in this one, averaging 22. 77% free throw shooter from the line. 1 of 2 for Ator Alberto as Cairn gets caught napping, and they get beat over the top as Jack Anderson gets the easy 2, and it's back to a 16-point lead. Cairn maintains possession as Bradford misses the 3 and Sutherland is fouled. But Keystone is not close to being in the bonus. That's only the 14th foul on Cairn. And it looks like Keystone will be heading to the conference semifinals and Coach Andrew Kettle's first year at the helm. They're $1:15 away. Anderson with the ball, being guarded by Forker. Jack gets to the rim and scores. 36 for Jack Anderson, 98-80. Darian Bradford, shot blocked by Sutherland, but Bradford stays with it and scores. And we're under a minute. Anderson to Scott, tries to dunk, but he's fouled by Bradford. So if Brandon converts this one, Keystone will get in triple digits for the afternoon as Coach Kettle goes to his bench. It looks like Cairn will be going to its bench as well. So this one pretty much in the books, as the Keystone College Giants will be advancing to the United East Conference Tournament semifinals. They will take on either either Wilson or Bryn Athyn. Wilson, the number 1 seed, Bryn Athyn, the number 2. Top 2 seeds get a bye in the quarters. As Scott misses the first. As Jack Anderson leaves the floor, what an effort. 36 points for Jack. Ayers will take a seat, and Johnson, along with Sutherland. Scott gets 1 out of 2. He'll be replaced by Mujahid Moore. So 99-82. They say it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, and Keystone is 47 seconds away from beating Cairn 3 times, as Darian Bradford gets the rebound and the score. And Moore is fouled. That'll be just the 16th foul on Cairn, so it'll remain Keystone basketball. Keystone will improve to 11-14 on the year. Cairn will drop to 14-12. Keystone's a brutal non-conference schedule paying dividends here late in the year. They played 2 Division I opponents, Binghamton University and James Madison, who was nationally ranked at the time in Division I. It'll be Cairn basketball out under along the baseline. Rivera to inbound. Keystone 30 seconds away from advancing to the semis. Alberto lob. His shot attempt no good at the rim. Here's Moore to Rizzle with the throwdown. Radio Rizzle with the exclamation point to make this official as Keystone's in the triple digits for the afternoon. They're up 101-84. Coach Kettle calling off the Dogs defensively. He's saying no fouls as Alberto scores. And Keystone will advance to the conference semifinals. They win this one 101-86. Jack Anderson with 36 points. Unfinished business for the Giants. They're playing their best basketball down the stretch. They've won now 6 of their last 8. Peaking at the right time. Once again, Keystone College 101, Cairn University 86. The Giants are headed to the semifinals to take on either Wilson or Bryn Athyn. I'm Bill Jones signing off for the afternoon. Thank you for joining us and best of luck to the Giants in the conference semis on the road.